Has it ever happened to you that you are somewhere and you kind of sense something is going to happen and you do something? Like just the other day, I had dried out my clothes and just I took a nap. I woke up, and as soon as I saw the clothes drying outside, I thought, okay, this is the time to clear them. As soon as I cleared them, someone threw some water from upstairs because I'm in an apartment. So that's when I was shocked. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And this tends to happen with a lot of us. There was another scenario where this similar thing happened with me, where I kind of preempted, or something seemed like it was going to happen, and I felt it very strongly. And I believe that this is something, this is a trait of many of us, but people generally tend to sideline it as a coincidence or something, as that's nothing. Only after the event of that lady throwing water, I have confirmed. So people call it a confirmation bias, but I strongly believe that many of us have a sensing capability, which is something that the modern world loves to deny completely, because the modern world does not believe in intuition. In fact, it does its best to suppress your intuition. I mean, look at the world. So you have phones, devices, you're constantly being told what to do, as if you don't have that capacity within you to know what it is, right? Like, one day my brother came to pick me up from the airport, and I didn't have my phone. It was switched off, and I couldn't connect. But I was worried, and I just walked out of the airport. This is a very large airport, by the way. So I walked out of the airport, and it's like a very interesting thing that happened to me. And I'm pretty sure this is how things used to work before we had phones. That we would recognize that we have these capabilities. That for some reason, I came outside the airport and I stood there, and something told me to turn around, and I turned around and I looked at the door, which was pretty far away, the entrance of the airport door. And I just looked at the right door, and my brother was standing there. I was like, yeah, we do have these capacities, but we never talk about them, and we never kind of even appreciate them anymore. And what I noticed with myself is that when I went and sat, I picked a place which was up the hill, up the mountain, and I was there right in the middle of nature, and no buildings, no noise, no chaos, just, shepherds around me in these mud houses. And I was also living in a mud house, and there were sheep grazing, and, animals grazing. And everything within me, the deep inner voices, or the deeper the deeper whatever had to come up came up for me, and I was able to make so much clear sense of it. I was journaling a lot, I was writing a lot. And when I did that, I just felt so connected to myself, like my body and my mind. And I realized that people nowadays are so numb because they're not connected to themselves, they are connected to something else. Like, in fact they are actually encouraged to not connect with their body, or their own intuition, or their gut instinct, as we call it. Um, it's because we are just constantly numbing ourselves. Like, look at coffee. I used to drink coffee, and it just instantly overrides what you're actually feeling. So there were days when I was feeling a bit low, and I would just grab that cup of coffee, and immediately I'm just overriding my emotions. And so we are constantly taught to override our emotions. Like, is there any kind of thing that we are told to enhance our emotions? Um, or even appreciate our emotions, right? Like, people tell us to not cry. Why are you crying? Don't cry. It's all right. It's going to be okay. This is the kind of advice we get most of the times, right? Like, it's like, um, as if crying is something bad. Crying is not bad. In fact, crying is what you're doing is releasing the blocks in your body. Um, so basically, what I'm trying to say is that, people, the modern world is not recognizing intuition as a right guidance system. But we all have it, and we must recognize it. And in fact, we must not let others to teach us to override that. Like we have mechanisms like drinking alcohol. What this does is it just overrides your emotions. You just have to go and then drink a lot of alcohol, and then you're just laughing and you're doing something meaningless. And I realized that when I was sitting in this forest, I was just allowing myself to feel everything. I was writing a lot. I was learning how to play music. So even music is one such thing which allows you or teaches you that your emotions are not something to be suppressed and thrown in a garbage bin and just lock up, shut it, and just keep it somewhere. I've done this for a long time. Like I've done this for almost 35 years of my life. All I did was lock up things, suppress, just push it down. As I kept pushing it down, things started becoming harder because now I'm not able to cope. Anything anyone says would feel, hurtful or loud or scary. And so my nervous system was screaming for an outlet, which is why I had to do this extreme act of like going and sitting in a forest. It's because I was so hurt by everybody. And this is not for someone else. I did this for myself. I sat in the forest and I asked myself questions. I stared at the stars. I connected with nature. And I understood that nature has a rhythm. And so do I. And why am I suppressing everything? So that's when I realized that the modern world is completely wrong. It doesn't teach you anything. In fact, it teaches you the opposite of what a human being is. It tells you to not be a human being. It tells you to just be rude to others. Like when I am in Australia, there are people who are so rude to others. They shout, they scream, they act entitled, they yell, and they just behave like this animal. I mean, even animals are better, of course. But there are people like this in the world, right? You meet them in cities. They just talk meaningless and they have no idea what is going on with them. So they just throw all their garbage out on other people. So I'm trying to say that if you have to take stock of your garbage and take responsibility of who you are and what your emotions are, it's a very scary process, for sure. It's the most scary process, and that's why people avoid it. They keep telling themselves lies. It's much easier to lie to yourself. Like I would go to the office and lie to myself, oh, it's okay. I mean, things are fine, I can manage this. Yeah, so what if she yelled at me? So what if she said something mean to me? No, right? Like, I'm just avoiding everything. Like, you can't live by avoiding everything, right? So what I'm trying to say is that next time you think that your emotions are coming up, and understand that the world has not taught you how to channel your emotions. The world is not capable of teaching you that. And that's why I started this coaching work, because I believe that your emotions are not something to be suppressed. Your emotions are something to be expressed. So draw, paint, sing, do whatever. For me, singing was an amazing thing as well. Like it opened up my throat chakra. So I'm more capable of speaking up like this. 10 years before now, I wasn't speaking so comfortably about these things. I didn't even have the words for my emotions. Now I do, because I thoroughly understood them. I understood myself completely, fully. And this comes with practice. It doesn't come now because, you can distract yourself a lot. There's a lot of distractions in the world. Like you can play a video game, you can go yell at someone else, and you can do all this rubbish. Instead of distracting yourself, I guess it's best to to understand yourself, to allow yourself to heal, to allow yourself to feel. If you feel things, it's not a bad thing. You can feel bad and you can metabolize it, and that starts to move through you instead of you becoming a block of wood. You don't want to be that. So I hope this video has helped you, and I hope that you understood now that it's like society is sort of a crappy system we live in. Like the crappy system is that it only teaches you to keep running towards some destination. We are all running towards our grave. And I don't understand what's the point of this mindless running. right? Sometimes we have to stop and take stock of ourselves. So yeah, take a pause, take a stop. Don't constantly distract yourself. Think about what you can do. Write something. Journal a lot. That helps a lot. Journal a lot. Write letters to someone who has hurt you. Express everything in a letter, then tear it apart, throw it in the bin. Do these activities. They really, really help you. I mean, yes, people are crappy. They throw out all their junk at others. That's something that we must not be surprised anymore. They do this. People are like this. We live in a crappy society. And so, yes, there are people like this, but there are also good people. So, when you have been dealing with things like this, make sure that you don't turn into one of those people who make others distressed, or you don't turn into one of those hardened blocks of wood. You channel your energy properly, you write it out, you throw it. It's for your own healing, and you'll be the lighter one, not the other person, whoever has betrayed you, done whatever. Let them go, drop them in the bin, and move forward.